Guys, you have to practice on your clappings. Back there, when the room was dark and I want to ask for hands, I saw a lot of hands, and they were way brave than what I heard. Can we practice? Great, thank you. Well, I do want to get you ready for our first speaker, and I have to be honest, it's the challenge for me, right, to give this talk, because personally, I never see myself as a very funny person. And when the word humor come to me, I was like, no way, I can participate in any context, but just don't do me for humorous. Because I always get the wrong punchline, or I miss the punchline when everyone tells jokes. And when I try to tell jokes, no one really gets my jokes, which is so sad. So this person gonna come onto the stage. He is the king of humor. He was the most recent winner for the District 89 humorous speech contest. And if you are not a Toastmaster, which means it's not just Hong Kong, Macau, but also southern part of China. So he beats a lot of people in terms of being very humorous on stage. So he is going to tell us about being funny. So you want to be funny? So you want to be funny. Kingsley, can you say it out?
Can you hear me? Better I use this mic, okay. Hello everyone, nice to see you all here. My name is Kingsley, and actually I feel I'm really flattered by the video. Actually I'm here instead of being here. I'm the rising star instead of being a superstar. Because I think even for me, I still have a long way to go. You know, I still have Kwong to beat. I know it's very difficult. So if you don't know Kwong is always the winner of the district level contest, and he won twice the second place in the world contest. So he is the superstar and I'm the rising star. But I hope today I can be here and share with you some of my own experience. So I won't say I'm going to teach you something, but I'm going to share with you some of the skills that I have and I use during my contest. So later on, if you apply my skill, if it works on you, it's great. But if it doesn't work on you, don't blame me. Don't say, hey Kingsley, you teach me something, but it doesn't work. So today, we are going to talk about how to be more humorous, how to be more funny. And before we get started, let's think about the definition of humor. Thank you. Humor. What's the definition of humor? According to Wikipedia, humor is the tendency of particular cognitive experience to provoke laughter and provide amusement with meaningful concept. I think this is pretty clear. I don't need to explain, right? Or do I? Right. Okay, please don't look at that. Now let's talk about humor. Now the main purpose of humor or being funny is to make people laugh, right? But there are lots of ways of making people laugh. Who can give me some example? And I know there's a very famous star in Hong Kong, Stephen Chow, right? This is one of the method. And I know there's also another star. I'm from Guangdong province, so I watch TVB. And also, Daniel Wang Jiwa, right? Making people laugh. And there are a lot of ways. So, think about it. Which is the best or the most appropriate way to apply it in public speaking? Think about it. Now, because when we combine humor and public speaking together, so by the time when we make people laugh, we're gonna bring them some idea. We're gonna shoot the message right inside their brain. So when you try to make people laugh, don't just make them laugh. But make them laugh, and after that, they will need to think about something. So I always describe the difference between being funny or being humor like this. Being funny, 搞笑, is like, ha 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 ha. That's it. But being humor is like, ha 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 ha. Oh. So what we are going to do today here is try to do this. I won't teach you other funny skills, but I will try to teach you how to be humorous. I conclude some of the skills of the humorous speech skill. Here we have the self-mockery, stare, puns, redefinition, There's a lot. Talk about redefinition. We always use this, like, what's the meaning of DTM? Okay, don't touch me. Disappear Toastmaster. But if you're a Toastmasters member, you know that this means distinguished Toastmasters. But we can use the redefinition. And like in my speech, I use it also. I talk about the bachelor degree. We all know the bachelor degree means that we got educated and we got a degree, but it also means that you are a bachelor. So I indicate that I was a bachelor, so I got the bachelor degree. We can all use this. And also, with all this. Today, I'm not gonna share with you all the skills, but I'm going to share with you only one. And I took a review of my champion speech. I found that I used only some of the skills. I didn't use all. And I used one of the skills here. Later on, you will find it out, like more than 10 times. And all the big laughters, all the applauses are from that skill. Guess which one is that? Before going there, let me ask you a question. How many of you have seen my video? The speech. Great, not a lot. I'm going to show you my contest video. And by watching the video, please take out your pen and a piece of paper. Try to write down the skills I used. So when people laughed, try to write it down. Try to analyze what skill I used. Do I make myself clear? Great. I'm going to play my video here. And the speech title was As You Me. As You Me. Kingsley Lau.
It was the moment of truth. Standing in front of me, she's smart, gorgeous, and strong. I tried to embrace her, but I thought I couldn't reach my hands behind her. So I raised her hands and ready to ask the most important question. Dear Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter here. Can you remember your first love? No, my first love was my college classmate. Her name's Angela, so I often call her my Angela baby. Hey, Angela baby in the college was like Callie in the Toastmasters. Spicy. And I in the college was like Derek in the Toastmasters. Not so sweet, but still very handsome. One day, we need to go out and buy something for the class. Here comes the chance. Angela and I were walking on the street side by side. And all of a sudden, on the other side of the street, there came a damn hot girl. I swear, I didn't look at that girl. Directly. Oh, what? Kingsley, who is calling me, Hey guys, have you ever been asked that question before? That means we are in big trouble. Hey Angela, both you and that girl are very beautiful. This is stupid. Angela, you two are different. You are gorgeous and fabulous. Not bad. You are a dead man. Now look, the correct answer for this question is, which girl? So this is the communication skills that you learn in Toastmasters. Angela and I were getting closer and closer. So I assumed that this was my first love. But 6 months later, she went out with other guy. That guy, he's rich, he's handsome, and he's short. I was very angry, so I went to her and asked, how can you go out without a short guy? And she said, because you didn't ask. So I assumed that you were treating me just as one of your friends. So my first love ended even before it started. I bet that's also the reason why I got a bachelor degree. Soon after my graduation, I got the most amazing job in the world. Selling insurance. You want to buy one? Hey, look. I can sell you something that you don't want to use at all. So first, I started to approach my client. Hey, I see something in you. And I know what it is. You will surely die. But I don't know when. Do you want to buy insurance? Hey, but that didn't work. No one wanted to buy insurance from me. So I was thinking, shall I approach my friends? Now, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever got phone calls from a friend selling insurance? Yes. Are they still different? No! I didn't want to lose my friends, so I didn't even pick up the phone and ask. But you know what? Several months later, my best friend, Andy, brought the insurance from someone else. I was very angry, so I went to him and asked, how can you buy insurance from someone else? Guess what he said? He said, man, the sales girl was damn hot. In class, you didn't ask. So I assumed that you want to sell to me. Ladies and gentlemen, how do we spell assume? A-S-S-U-M-E. And actually my speech title today is Assume. But our colleagues share already in a very interesting way. S-U-Me. But Kate, I knew that you had doubt about the speech title, but you never asked me what. Ladies and gentlemen, while you are laughing, think about ourselves. Have we ever made any mistakes? Have we ever lost any chances just because we assumed and didn't open our mouth and ask? If I didn't ask, last year I wouldn't have a promotion. If I didn't ask, last quarter I wouldn't have a chance to be the president of a new club. If I didn't ask, last night in the hotel room, Lila and I would... You didn't hear anything. So ladies and gentlemen, start from this moment. Don't listen. Open your mouth and Hey, I haven't finished. It's just don't you don't listen. Okay, what I didn't tell you was that 2 years ago, I met Angela on the street. I knew this was the chance. So no assumption, I went directly to her. It was the moment of truth. Standing in front of me, Angela baby was smart, gorgeous, and huge. I held her hands and finally asked, do you want to buy insurance?
That was my speech. You know, they actually...
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching and sharing this video.
Yep. It's great. You know, at that time, there actually something happened. Calvin was my timer at that time, and he sat in the front. So remember, at the last part of my speech, So everyone thought it was the end of my speech and they clapped. Calvin was laughing like, ah! And he put down his time card. And when I was on the stage, I'm like, hey man, raise your time card to finish. And at the last moment, he remembered and he raised his red card. Oh, come on. So at that moment, it's also a lesson learned from me. Next time, if you're going to play a trick or do something like this, let the timers know. Right? Or if they don't know, they stop the time, I might be disqualified. So let them know. And good that you have an experienced timer sitting right beside you. All right. Okay. Now, because this is not a training, this is a workshop, so I'm going to let you work it out. You have already had a concept here, so let's work it out. Please raise your hand and let me know and share with everybody what skills I use.
Repeat.
Please?
Yeah, I thought you used repeat.
Repeat?
You can see repeat on your slide, repeated too.
Yeah.
You have repeat 2 times there.
Yes.
So you're reinforcing and repeating the same concept of I did not ask multiple times.
Yes.
So that resonates with the audience and they could kind of remember and relate to it.
Yeah, so I have 2 stories. Story 1 with my girlfriend, and actually now it's my wife. My wife sitting here. Yeah, Alisa, right? Angela. No. No, her name in my speech is Angela, but her real name is Alisa. I don't want to, right? Don't mislead them, okay? And my second story is my story with my friend. And I use the same structure, almost the same sentence pattern. So it's very easy for people to know, to expect what will happen in that story. And that's why I use a twist at the end of my second story. When everyone thinks I'm going to say, because you didn't ask. And at that time I twist it like, the girl was damn hot. And also this is also repeat, because I mentioned a damn hot girl appear, right? So repeat. What else? Please?
Self-mockery.
Self-mockery. Which part?
You said that you got the bachelor degree.
Yes.
And bachelor equals single.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
okay.
Yes, that's it. Great. And also at the very beginning. Now, when I said I in the Toastmaster was like Derek, you know Derek? In Toastmasters. When people were expecting, whoa, what are you going to talk about? Derek, he's a very high level person in Toastmasters. And then I said, not so slim, but still very handsome, right? This is self-mockery. What else? Yes, again, please.
Exaggerate.
Yep.
Because you were kind of using she was huge and you were
Huge.
body like,
Yeah, and as you can see, she's not huge at all.
yes.
Yeah, if you're not huge. You're slim, right? Yep. What else? Twist. Yep. I didn't look at her directly. And actually, I use twists a lot in my speech, like even in every part. And I know, perhaps you know a skill in speech, which is called the powerful 3 or the group of 3. This is widely used in everyone's speech. And today, I'm actually going to talk about twists. And when you look at my speech, I use twists like more than 10 times. More than 10 times. And in Cantonese, there are actually a sentence called 一招打天下. Right? If you learn this really well, you can like win the championship of a humorous contest. And that this is true. So now let's talk about twist. Or group of 3. Now actually we have 2 patterns here. Like one, we go this way, but in the next sentence, we make a twist and go back this way. Or we use group of 3. The patterns are very similar. But what you need to do is to think about 3 sentences. First sentence, normal. Second sentence, go higher. Or the third sentence, you give it a twist. Like, roses are red, lights are white. I thought I was ugly until I saw you. something like this. Something like this. So you don't expect what I'm going to say in the next sentence, but when you hear it, you laugh. All right? So what I use in my speech, first, the speech title. Now, when everyone sees this speech title, no one knows what I'm going to say. As you, me, are you going to talk about as on the stage? But later on, you'll find it, I tell you the reason at like 5 minutes, at the 5th minute, I let you know what as you, me mean. Just like more. And the next, she's smart, gorgeous, and strong. So, what? It's moving. Okay. And also, he's rich, he's handsome, and he's short. Let me do it just like this way. This is better. I think I put animation there. Okay. He's rich, he's handsome, and he's short. But normally, when we describe a people, he's rich, he's handsome, and he's tall, right? But this time, I say rich, handsome, and short. And also, I use my hand gesture, like rich, handsome, and short. And also, I was very angry, so I went to him. How can you buy insurance from other? Guess what he said? Now, this twist is a longer one. I used first an example. I let people to think in that way. And when in the next example, when people also think in that way, I twist it and say, the girl was damn hot. Next, if I didn't ask last year, I wouldn't have a promotion. If I didn't ask last quarter, I wouldn't have a chance to be the president of a new club. And if I didn't ask last night in the hotel room, Lila and I wouldn't have. Lila was one of the contestants there. I was about to say Belinda at that time, but Belinda, she was second. So I gave up. I didn't use Belinda, and I used Lila at that time. So when everyone was thinking what happened last night, and I said Lila and I, but I didn't say it, right? Because in Toastmaster there are 4 taboos. What are the 4 taboos?
Sex.
Oh, you don't know? Sex,
Religion.
politics, race, and religion. Now, but we cannot talk about sex here. But if you really want to talk about this after the workshop, you can come to me and talk about it. But actually, if you come to my Toastmasters club in Zhuhai, we are more open. We are more open to discuss some of the topic. And also, the last sentence. Don't assume, open your mouth and ask. At the last part of my speech. Now, I try to mislead everyone to think this is the end of my speech. Because we all know that in Toastmasters, we all have like this. We ask the audience to repeat the last word of your topic, then they will all clap and say thank you, because they consider your speech is finished. So I use this purposely, and I also use my gesture, ask, that everyone thinks it's finished, then they claps. Then I come back to my topic, hey, I just told you, don't assume. Then I continue my story. Now, this is a design of the speech. Because my speech title is Assume. So in all my speech, I try to let people assume. I try to make them think in that way, but actually it comes out in the other way. And also the last sentence, I held her hand and finally asked. So when you were thinking what I'm going to ask, I asked, can you be my girlfriend? Do you love me? No, I asked her, do you want to buy insurance? And so you can find that all the examples, all the twists are linked together with other parts of my story, selling insurance, and also story when I was in college. Now, this is how we are going to use twist in our speech. Coming to the next, I'm going to ask you to work a little bit more. I will try to divide you into several groups, like 3 to 4 to 5 person in a group. So try to work on 2 to 3 sentences, examples, or stories. Use the twist skill in that sentence. And you have 5 to 10 minutes. And after that, I will ask several of you to come and share with your sentence or your story using the twist skill. So you're going to work it out. Now you know how to do it. What you need is practice, right? Okay. Before doing that, do you have any questions? Any questions about that? About using the twist skill? No? Great. So you just find the people around you, 4 to 8 in a group, and try to give us a story, sentence, using the twist skill. When you are here, when you say this out, you must make people laugh. Huh? If people don't laugh, you dance or you sing, whatever. Okay? So like this 8 of you, this 8. Yeah. You have 10 minutes? Think about a story or sentences.
Yeah, maybe you can join that. I'm gonna shoot the video. OK 啊，你想唔想有啲 close up 啊？因為佢太大咧，有啲位我就 close up 咗，但係雖然有啲冇所謂，乜都得。OK， 好。即係佢喺呢度影嚟影去嘅時候，就追住佢 close up， 就有啲 close up 睇啦。咁樣唔會啊。OK 啊，我好專心地聽喺度，影下啲花絮啊，幫你。
I think
So we said 3 sentences, and then firstly we just want I'm just thinking of action. They
That's 4 minutes.
She laughed already.
Two more minutes. So now we need to come into conclusion and decide who is going to come up and share with us the story.
Situation, we thought about doing this, but in the end, we were just going to something like that.
but many people like get that they feel very second chance.
Now 1 more minute left. Okay, time's up. No. Time's up. Before we continue, just now a lady told me, she said, you know, the most dramatic part of your speech was when you proposed to your girlfriend. Actually, I had the video of how I proposed. Okay, share with you in the break, during the break. Now, okay, during the break, I'm going to share with you. So now, who wanna come here and give it a try? Matt, whoa, let's welcome our featuring director, Matt Stu. Wow. He's also a very experienced speaker.
Okay. Let me introduce you to Kingsley.
Yeah.
You know, he has a bachelor's degree. Recently, he's graduated to the next level.
Whoa.
However, next, his dream is MBA. However, he's going to keep raising higher. One day, he might even be PhD.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Great, thank you. And do you actually know what MBA means? Very but available. But I actually don't know PhD. What does it mean? What? Okay, pushy, hush, and demanding. Okay, great. Round of applause for Matt. Very good example. Alright, what else? Do you have any other story? Yep, please. May I have your name, please? Give it. And,
So we have this example. So I wake up from bed, I brush my teeth, I do exercise, and then I go back to bed. It was actually 2 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, it's a good one. Let him pass. Okay, great. Now if he doesn't pass, he needs to sing. Okay, what else? We have two more. Want to come and share? Yeah, please. May I have your name? Jean.
When I was in Manila, I accidentally walked into this club, a bar, where I saw a bunch of men, tall, muscular, and wearing makeup while dancing. So apparently I went into a gay bar.
Okay. Good one. Great. We're gonna steal. One last, yeah, please. May I have your name, please? Sophia.
In a new year, we make resolutions. As a good woman like me, I have 3 resolutions. 4. The first one, I want to have a good body shape, body shape like PH. Yes, in the future, yeah. The second resolution is I want to have a tender and soft skin, just like Belinda. The final resolution is not make any revolutions.
What? Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what you should do, right? Thank you. So when it comes to the embarrassing moments, just laugh and yeah, good reaction. Yeah, you have good audience. Yeah. But actually, I didn't quite get it. What's your last sentence?
Not to make any revolutions.
Not to make any resolution. Okay. Wow, good. So fake, huh? All right. Now, the purpose of doing this. If here I just come and teach you something, when you go back home, perhaps you're gonna forget. So I want you to experience. Because some people tell me that, hey Kingsley, I'm not a funny person. It's really difficult for me to be humorous, to come to share it and to come to a humorous speech. Hey, but think about the 10 minutes we experienced just now. We came up with a lot of ideas. So if you try to decide for it, you can actually find it a way. Now, my homework to every one of you, go back home for your next speech, try to use twists, work on it. Because we know in our AC manual, we have humorous speaking manual, we have 2 humorous speaking manual. Try to work on that. You can bring it in a high level, bring it into your next speech. Try to apply the skill in your speech. But remember, now you are in the stage, at the stage of making people laugh. You gotta go to the next stage. After laughing, what you are gonna bring them? Let them think. Like just now, Jean, you show us a story about going to a gay bar. Then next, then you try to, what would be there, right? I don't know. But try to bring us something, some valuable thing, so that we can remember, right? So in your next speech, try to think how you can do a twist in your speech. And actually, you can be humorous. Just observe, analyze, and practice. We're gonna need a lot of practice. A lot of people say, I'm not a humorous person, I cannot do it. So when you say you cannot do it, try to look at this person. He can do it, so can you. Try to look at him. He can do it, so can you. Try to look at her. She can do it, so can you. Try to look at him. He can do it, so can you. Thank you. It's me when I was 18.
That's it? I
Yeah.
think that was just...
Yeah.
You haven't finished yet.
So what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Okay. Thank you. Next slide. Vamos al día.
Let's just put our hands together again for Kingsley Lau, please.